Okay. Oh, it is a bit chilly in my room. Let me... Hold on. My feet are cold. Let me get something on to warm my little tootsies. There we go. Some thick woolly socks. With big holes in the heel because I never look after anything I own. Hello! I have no idea what this game is. I'm going to start out by saying that. Oh boy, looks like D-Man's gifted some more subs. Your boy just can't stop gifting subs. Honestly, I think D-Man's starting almost like a cult, a subsection of Train of Thought, where he's just gifting stuff to my subscribers. Crazy. How are we all doing? D-Man is the modern Santa Claus. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I genuinely have no idea what we're in for today. Sunless Skies, I know it was free on Epic Games for a little bit, and as far as I'm aware, it's the sequel to, I think, Sunless Seas? So I think someone made the comment that because it's a sequel, you're not going to necessarily have any idea what's going on instantly. But hey, USS Salem. This donation is to play Decimate Drive next stream. It's only £6 on Steam, and the idea of the funny train man being chased by haunted cars is too tempted to resist. You know what? I'm just going to look it up on Steam real quick, just to see whether or not it's my kind of vibe. If I could even spell decimate. Decimate Drive, £6.69. What is this? Oh, it is literally just cars chasing after you. You know what? It might be worth playing that at some point. You know what? It is October. Scary. It would be scary for me to be chased by cars, the natural predator and enemy of the train. Ah, boy. Sorry, my hands are cold. I'm just trying to warm them up before I properly play. Stretch. Ugh. Okay. Let me get the game loaded. So this is meant to be an RPG. I have no idea what it's meant to be like. Let me just turn the volume down a bit. I don't know if this is going to be like a Skyrim kind of deal RPG or what. I have no idea what we're in for. Sir, do you live in a freezer? No, I live in England. Which, at this time of year, isn't too far away. I'll be honest, it's more my fault, really. I like having my windows open. I just like I like cool air. Like I get hot very easily, so I just like having a cold room. But then the problem is that my room is cold, and so I have to like wrap up. But then I shut the windows and I've got my PC on, and suddenly the room gets really warm. It's honestly, it's a balancing act. It's so annoying. But that's neither here nor there. Hot tot. I thank you, I'm flattered. Should we just jump right on in? Hold on, let me just put my phone on mute, because that's what you do on stream, so people don't ping you messages and annoy you. Also, you might hear the occasional yell and yip coming from outside of my room. That's because my roommates are all currently playing Among Us, and I was playing it a moment ago with them. So, yeah. You hear any yelling coming from, like a faint coming from outside of the room, then that's, yeah. Who knows? Might play Among Us on stream one day. Maybe not on stream, but I'll play on Discord. Maybe. Probably not. I make no promises. New game. Oh, begin a new game. If you die, you can continue with a new captain, or if you die, you can reload and you can reload or continue with a new captain. Right. What do we think, chat? Legacy or Merciful? Because so the idea is that I can either just respawn, or when I die, someone else takes over. You know what? I think we'll go with Merciful, because I have no idea what I'm getting into. Aim assistance. Only a few player weapons arc. Only a few player weapons arc towards the target. Oh, sorry, it's just telling me what it does. So no aim assistance, gentle aim assistance, moderate. No aim assist. I'm a PC gamer. I don't need that scrub. Enemy projectile speed is... we'll leave it as standard. Supply consumption stat... we'll just leave it on the default settings. Whatever happens, happens. Look out for horrors which cause terror to rise more quickly, and wonders which reduce it. So am I having to take a bunch of passengers on a magical mystery tour? Oh, log of Her Majesty's locomotive, the Orphine, March 14th, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead have been eventful. The Orphine is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning in haste to the research. I hope this new Winchester. So may God be with us in 1,000 stars of the sky. Final entry of Captain Amelia. Something there. God. Is it pronounced? It's got an E in it, so I read it as Orphine. Oh, we're all ready. Thrust. So I've got thrust, brake, turn right, turn left. Oh, this is fun. You go forwards. And brake backwards. Okay, so I've got a little doohickey. You have returned to the Reach, an untamed sunless span of the heavens, London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Okay, so I can dodge left and right, that's fine. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. Your locomotive was damaged and Captain Whitlock was badly wounded. Can I... Okay, I can't control it with my mouse. I have to WASD it. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get your fiend there safely? Oh, I've got cruise control. Look at me go. Oh. Much to the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel amongst the tree. Oh, it's the Ozymandias. A wreck drifts here, less fortunate even than you. We should scavenge her for repairs, a crewman suggests. Scavenge away. Oh. Oh, it's going to be one of these! It's going to be like a mix of text-based as well. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas, lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? You silence them. Now's not the time. Leap across to the wreck! The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape between it. You jump. Your stomach lurches with the vertigo as the stars blaze above you and below. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. I'm gonna be honest with you. This isn't the right game for me to sort of play, because I swear I'm dyslexic. I have a job where I read stuff for a living, and I still can't sight read. Unpredictable. It's unpredictable. The word says unpredictable. Can you see what I mean? How have I got, like, over 70,000 subscribers? I can't even read the word unpredictable without chat's help. Oh, God. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line, and you lash the two engines together. Only then does the rest of the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with the wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow paneling passages. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inwards by a well-aimed barrage. Oh, this is. I'm rolling dice. Okay, so you locate a length of pipe to use as a pry bar and set to work, or you go back to the Ozymandias' hole, climb past the blockage and enter through the window on the far right, and do so carefully. Okay, so I can brute force my way through, or I can like climb around the outside. I want to go stealthy. What do you mean failure? The rest of your boarding party follow you without enthusiasm. You recall the first time you climbed outside an engine, helping the captain fix a leak in an exterior pipe, the wind had shrieked, buffeting at you. You asked the captain what would happen if you slipped. You fall, she answered tersely. But where to, you asked. She looked down, then back, then up, then back. The sky's depths spiraled all around you. Away, she said. And you heard her fear. Back in the present, you tumble back into the Ozymandias through a shattered window, your party spilling after you, teeth clattering, eyes wide with that familiar terror. You have gained ×2 terror. Oh, great. So we've reached the Ozymandias' hull, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully somewhere amidst the tree you can find parts to repair the Orphine and restock your stores. Oh boy. Renewed. You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies, and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphine. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. Oh ho, cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate. It holds a cannon! Still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered bird cage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. I've got ×4 supplies and I have gained ×15 hull. Nice. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its holds, you have retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that can be mounted to your locomotive and an educated bat. Mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orphine. Liberate a different bat and employ it as a scout. Return to the Orphine. Yeah, let's mount the cannon. We need some weaponry on this bad boy. Fire and Fury, the Cotteril and the Cotteril and Hathersage Jerusalem fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to your vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymandias groans again. The structure shudders spasmodically. Liberate a different bat and employ it as a scout. The heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts like bats to locate things of interest, ports, resources, wrecks, like this one, to scavenge. I've got ×1 different bat. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, to which it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. I have a bat friend. He's got... Oh my god. Is this bat part of like a union or something? Ayo. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its holds, you have retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment that can be mounted to your locomotive. Okay, so we can... Oh, okay, so this is the risk. We can either charge onto the... We can either keep exploring or we can return to our ship. So we can risk it for more loot or just get out with what we've got safely. Someone's saying in all caps, "Get out now!" ! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It's just the ominous blue text. This is not without risk. Save the risk for later. I'm an eager beaver. The wreck of the Ozymandias screeches as its metal buckles and tears. You press through the shuddering corridors, searching frantically for the engine room. Send a smaller party ahead to retrieve fuel. It's foolish for you all to go. Send your quickest and lightest to retrieve the fuel while the rest of you return to the Orphine. Or go yourself and conduct a hasty search. Sends the rest of the boarding party back to the Orphine. Go on alone. Or I can just dip now. It's giving me an off. This is the clear point where you leave. No! Hold on. Okay, what are my stats? I could just... I could send the rest of them back. Mirrors is the skill of investigation and deducing. Can I see my skills? I can't. Level 0. I'm going in myself. Yes! You have to take the gamble, chat. Sometimes you just have to take the gamble. In the nick of time, the wreck's engines are choked with old ash. You search swiftly, aware of every creak in the bulkhead, every tremble that runs through the dead locomotive. Finding several sacks of coal, you drag them to an exterior hatch and fling them across your fiend before leaping after them. Unshackling your locomotive from the Ozymandias, you stoke your engine and steam away, restocked, refueled, repaired, and rearmed. Onwards! And you all tell me, nah, that's a bad idea, ToT. That's an awful idea. Okay, so I can send out a scout. Oh, he went that away. And he came back. Your scout has discovered something. To see what, open your chart. Oh. So there's something over there. I've got a map. I reckon we should go that way. You prod your bat, it grudgingly admits it found something. Oh. Summoned by Captain Whitlock. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curios from across the sky. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. She is... Oh, what is up with her? Inquire after the captain's injuries. Approach the bedside. We'll approach the captain. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fires that dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm, her skin as hot as a kettle. Made arrangements, the Orphine will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burned meat breath, but promise. She breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. Her request little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Promise her you will obey her command. Make no promise. Tell her to rest. Pull away. What if her condition is contagious? Demand to know why she took the Orphine to the Blue Kingdom. There's... Oh. It will be done, my captain. She sinks back relieved. All in my will, she gasps. Be a better. She breaks off as the schedules burn into her bones flare, glowing a cherry red through her flesh and skin. Better, captain, and I. The effort exhausts her. She sinks back into the scorched pillows and twisting frantic fever. Oh my God, what is up with her? Other business. You leave the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester is further than you'd like and the captain hasn't long left. Oh, we gotta save the captain! What is that? Is that an enemy? Hold on, let me just look. Okay, I have to go this way. Oh my God. Oh my sweet merciful Jesus. Oh boy. Go away. Ooh. Yes! Nailed the bugger. You think you can mess with Captain ToT? What have we found? The Reach Marauder is defeated. So, we can recover its weaponry. The bridge is in ruins, the hold is crumpled, but the main gun has survived. Marauders pillage homesteads and hunt travellers along the Reach. They often carry stolen valuables. Well, can't we do both? I guess we can't do both, but I've got a better gun now. What was it? What was the Al Capone saying? Where it's talk soft and carry a big gun. That's going to be Captain Train of Thought. Oh, there's something down there, but let's go see what our bat found. Can't wait to see the boss battles in this game. It'll be cool. I love the little chugging noise this engine makes. Into the station. Oh, it's New Winchester. This is where we want it to be, right? Arrival at New Winchester. You coast into the bustle, the din, the bustle, the din, the soot, and the steam of Wolvesy Station. I'm trying to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, because you say one thing wrong, the internet will mock you forever. It's clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotive from Lustrum Way. Weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain, he insists, brandishing a ledger. Usual formalities. Look to the Orphean's doctor. He has just appeared at your shoulder. His face is solemn, his hat in his hands. He lowers his eyes. No, the captain's not dead. No! The crew exchange a bleak, wordless look. The Orphean itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that, unfortunately, Captain Whitlock has just passed. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It'll be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin? We're making the character. Ooh. Ooh! Let's see. So we've got a street urchin, no parents, no laws, no masters. But also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You'll begin with high veils, the skill of evading and deceiving. A soldier. Yours was not to reason why, yours was but to do and die. You will begin with high iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming. A poet, the pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. You'll begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. I might go for that one. An academic, a student of the sciences, the arts, and the arts of philosophy. You'll begin with high mirrors, a skill in investigating and deducing. A priest, you'll begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. A sailor, you roved the mournful and merciless waters of Untersee. You'll begin with high iron skill, confronting and overcoming. Ministry, revolutionary. Viva la revolution. I might go for... I don't know if I want to go for an academic or the poet. I'm thinking of going for the academic because I like the skill of investigating and deducing. I like having that sort of certainty in my information. Like, I can see a wreck and instantly know, okay, this is a trap. But with a poet, I've got that riz. I've got that high natural charisma that comes with being a YouTuber. I reckon... You know what? Have I got a penny kicking about? Have I got a coin kicking about? I'm gonna put this to a coin flip. I think this is like some kind of Pokemon coin chip thing. I don't know. I found it in a plastic tub somewhere in my house. Okay. Heads, poet, tails, and academic. Academic! Create your captain. Oh, more gifted subs. Thank you, D-Man. Perhaps you were educated at one of the esteemed colleges of Benthic or Somerset. Perhaps you taught yourself through trial, error, and grit. What is your field of study? Practical sciences, engineering, chemistry, astronomy, everything you need to break something apart and put it back together again. Increases your iron, the skill of confronting, overcoming, and afflicts you with academy? Is it academy? I think it's academy. Don't correct me on that. The language of the heavens. They call it the correspondence, the oldest of the alphabets. It's maddening, revelatory, and occasionally inflammatory. Increases your heart's the skill of convincing and enduring. Afflicts you. No matter what, I'm getting the same affliction. Literature, one of the most indulgent studies. Increases your veils, the skill of deceiving and evading. So, am I going to have persuasion or deception? Or am I going to be the enduring... You know what? The indomitable human spirit. What is your ambition? Wealth, fame, or the truth? Affiliates, not afflict. I'm an idiot. We've been over this. Reading games are not for people like me who can't read. I write scripts. Okay? I write scripts for my videos, and even then, half the time, I know the word I want to say. I've written I've written the words, and even when I'm reading them, I get them wrong. Fame because you need more subscribers. Oh boy. Hey, I'm pretty famous. I don't know if you saw, I tried to ratio KSI on Twitter. It didn't work, but I tried it. My favourite thing about that tweet, by the way, where I put the link to... I linked the song from the Lone Ranger video I did. Like, I think one person put, like, your ratio failed, which it did, because I've only got, like, not even 2k followers on Twitter, and KSI has, like, 10 times that amount. Like, 20 times that amount. But that tweet also happens to be one of the most liked, seen, retweeted, and interacted with tweets I've ever posted. So you know what? I call this a W, even if I didn't ratio KSI, which I wish I could have, because God, could you imagine? Could you imagine that would have been hilarious? Screen ring pen king. I know. What's my ambition then? Wealth, fame, or the truth? Wealth. You want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable you mean extravagant. Many have made their fortunes out among the stars. Many have failed, broken, and lost in the drifting night. Will you be different? Fame. You will immortalize your exploits in the song of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in the hope of making a name for themselves. You're sure you'll succeed. After all, you've never heard of anyone who didn't. That's so stupid. That last line is so stupid but so perfect. The truth, even the stars have secrets, but they don't keep them from you. A message from an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn a secret the stars hide. What drives you? Curiosity, justice, insolence? Whatever it is, it will be tested. Be warned, this is a demanding ambition best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Ooh. Now that is testing. I think fortune or glory. Fortune or glory. Glory. Let's go. Oh my god, we got hats? Oh, this is awesome. So I can just have regular hair. Well, let's see what hairstyles we got first. So we got bold, sort of swept back. We got the man bun, kind of curly. That's a bit longer than my hair is now in real life, but about there. Okay, what hats have we got? Okay, we've got a top hat, flowery hat. Do they not have, they have like a flat cap? Not really the kind of like farmer's flat cap that I usually wear. I'll tell you what. I'll wear that and I'll give myself what's the really long haircut. There we go. I'll give myself... Well, let me take the hat and the hair off just so I can see what kind of face I'm giving myself. Ooh! I like that one where you can just about see the eye. I've got... I'll go with... that kind of nose. Oh my... Yes! I can give myself a beard! Great big bushy beard. Oh, I can wear different clothes as well. You'll wear... a great big jacket. So you can't even see most of his face. And we'll give him the hat. Finally, train of thought face reveal. Terms of address. Intendant, secretary, nurse, comrade, brother, sister, reverend, madam, sir, citizen, captain, my lord, my lady, specialist, doctor, professor, officer, archivist, principal, administrator, secretary. I quite like my lord. Yes, my lord. Then again, there's something about just being referred to either brother or comrade. You chose a different hair option from last time. Yeah, screw it. I don't care. Comrade or my lord? Comrade, brother or lord? It's so hard. You know, we'll go between comrade and lord. What are we thinking? Am I a lord or am I a comrade? Oh, captain, my captain. My lord, and we need to give him a very interesting name. Tottington. That's the one. That's the woman from that one Wallace and Gromit film, isn't it? Lady Tottington. Name him Beef. Call him Bartholomew, the Deceiver of the Voids. No, sorry, the Devourer of the Voids. Name him John Hobbicle, please. D-Man with the $20, John Hobbicle. Do you not mean John Arbuckle? Or is it John Hobbit? No, it's too late. John Hobbicle. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Captain John Hobbicle. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned to an Acropolis train bound for the Serene Mausoleum. Now you sit with a handful of her relatives in the threadbare office of her solicitors. A methodical notary is reading the will. The captain was wealthy once, but squandered her capital on mysterious expenses before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. Listen to the end. Captain's relatives, from whom she was mostly estranged, are clearly wondering why you are here. True to her word. In a final codicil, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that possession of the Orphine was to pass to its first officer. He peers at you with dry grey eyes. This includes a certain black box contained in the Orphine's hold. Captain Whitlock's final request was that, at a time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card and deposits it there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. And that's it. You are now captain of the Orphine. Yes! You could take the black box to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. You've been bequeathed a large black box, which is an ominous black box, and now you have 100 sovereigns. Lovely. So we got a lot of stuff to do here. We'll take this one by one. Explore the city. Smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. An ever-expanding port of soot-smudged glass and bright steel spilling across drifting mist-wrapped archipelago. Yeah, you didn't think I'd be able to correctly say archipelago on the first time, did you? Its factories thunder, its engine sheds ring with hammers and hiss with steam, locomotives chug into siding for repair or flare across the sky and away into the high wilderness. Inquire about the Winchester War, visit the Promise of Days, an opportunity to learn about trading. I think we're going to need to learn about trading. After all, I have now come into the possession of a mysterious black box. On the Petal Trail, a porter at the station advises you to visit the nearby pub, the Promise of Days, and talk to the season's captains there. They keep their ears to the ground. They'll know about an opportunity or two. Visiting the Promise of Days is one of the options when exploring the city. How goes the war? Slow-burning war for the Reach forms the backdrop of daily life in New Winchester. Citizens wishing to keep up with developments of the war turn to the New Gazette. It is famously the only newspaper worth reading in New Winchester, as well as the only paper that hasn't bankrupted itself. Its quality speaks for itself. We can learn about the war. Let's find out about the current lay of the land. The assembly runs neutral ground tension. Is my name in the paper? Your name does not appear in any of the Tacti Focus reporting on the war. Apparently, you are not considered worthy of comment. There's no mention of you among stories about Stovepipe's recent fortunes. You are not of interest to them. Ah, damn. Recruit the incautious driver. I'm not going to hire an incautious driver. Alright, let's explore the city. Let's visit the Promise of Days, because I might need a job. We can go from there. The old pistons gleam on the walls. The shelves are crowded with mementos from across the sky. The clientele raise their voices to be heard above the confronting clamour of the adjacent engine yards. You may find helpful advice here. Introduce yourself to the seasoned captains. 4 are gathered at their usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymath and pioneer of the Neonocultural Artistic School. Baroness. There are some words I'm just not going to read just for the sake of... Of course, everything out here is jolly dangerous, says the Baroness. Few risk the skies, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in at once, the more they'll pay. Look for other opportunities on the way. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. Can I make my fortune through trade? The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violet and foggy. The plucky Baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. So this is just buying and selling goods. Fundamentals, you can sell practically anything. If you want to buy, though, you'll need to travel to more distant ports. Each specialises in particular export. Meg spits chewing tobacco on the floor. No money in buying at market prices and selling at them too, though. You'll want to look for bargains or prospects of people offering better money. Buy cheap, sell dear. You can sell, not buy any trade good. You can sell, not buy any trade good at a major port. Lesser ports each sell a single good. You can see what a port exports by selecting it on your chart. Okay. Where might I learn of opportunities? Okay, so my biggest port in each region has a bazaar where the captains discuss business. They all learn of people on deposit. have to source some of the goods yourself. Find a port that exports them. Accept prospects in the bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 of them at once. You may review and abandon them at the locomotive screen. Okay. Are there any good ones available? An opportunity. A host at needs an urgent delivery of seeds, paying a pretty penny too. If I were you, I'd get to the bazaar straight away, put my mark against it. There's a broker in Port Avon selling cheap seeds. Chirpy chap, God knows why. Face looks like it's been pushed through a mangle. You're so rude. Accept this prospect from the bazaar if you haven't already, then buy seeds from the bazaar in Port Avon to sell. Right. Where can you buy goods cheaply? That's going to be Spatch Choker. Nowhere this busy. Deals are snapped up too fast here. Visit the bazaars at quieter ports. You can find all sorts. Find bargains at any minor ports bazaars. Bargains have finite supply and duration. Alright. How to expand. Learn about affiliations. Nepotism. Meg laughs. A noise like a sneeze crossed with a ricochet. What kind of noise is that? It ain't who you is, it's who you know, ain't it? Nepotism. She taps her broken nose. Quite, the masked citizen remarks. The wider your circles, the more advantageous the opportunities that will present themselves. A wise captain makes the most of them. As your captain increases in level, affiliations increase. Academy, Bohemia, Establishment, and Villainy. They will unlock new, more rewarding bargains and prospects. Affiliations allow your next captain to inherit certain resources should the unthinkable happen. Change the subject. Ask them how to make a fortune through trade. I think I've already asked this one, right? How can you buy and sell goods? This is important. Okay, I think we've already been over this, yeah. Thank you very much. So we've explored the city. I don't want to recruit the driver just yet. Hire crew, follow your ambition, Song of the Sky. What is this black box? Captain Whitlock left it to you in the hold of the Orthene. Her will described it only as a black box, a description you consider to be an unhelpful understatement. It is a cask. Sorry. It is a casket of black basalt, longer than you are tall, unadorned with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. The thing must weigh almost a ton. It stands upright in the corner of the hold where the crew have pushed it out of the way. Consider what to do with it. The last request of Captain Amelia Whitlock was for the box to be transported to a specific address in London. Ultimately, you can perhaps find someone willing to purchase it as a curiosity, and if you knew what was inside, you might be able to command a higher price. I want to open it. I do really want to open it. You can't just put a big casket-sized box in front of me and just say, don't open it, just give it to someone in London, and not expect me to just open it. It's Pandora's box, don't open it, it's cursed. I don't know if that's a spoiler or if you're just telling me not to open it, but I see an ominous black box, I open it. Captain Whitlock has brought it on board for expedition of the Blue Kingdom. It was empty then, you know, because you saw the lid of the box carried on board separately and assembled in the hold. It's not empty now. It is sealed and even heavier than before. But you left for the Blue Kingdom shortly after the box was delivered and made no stops along the way. So whatever is inside the box now, Captain Whitlock found in the Blue Kingdom. Try to remember when she acquired the box. Okay, never mind, that's the one I just clicked on. Now examine the box. Has the dimensions of a sarcophagus plundered from the tomb of some forgotten prince of Egypt. There are no carvings or inscriptions on it. The join where the lid meets the body is too thin to admit even a knife blade. There are no holes by which light or air might find their way in. It is impossible to see inside without opening it. Even the keyhole has been engineered in such a way as to prevent peeking. The recess with the keyhole, though, as far as you can determine, that is a more recent addition to the box. The stone has been drilled and chiseled away to create a space for a modern metal lock. Consult with an academic. So I need uncanny specimen. Okay. Without saying what's inside, you won't get much for the box, but at least you'll get it off your hands. I'm not selling the box. I can pick the lock myself. Interesting. Detonate the lock with modest explosion? Hey, yo! I've got options. That's all. I'm keeping a hold of this box. An opportunity. The fastidious inspector. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowd towards you. She is short and square-shouldered in a neat black suit with polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's horological office. The body responsible for ensuring the time is constant across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, offer to pay. Sure. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy and of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies to east of New Winchester. Not that there is such thing as north, south, east, or indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars visible from the Empire's new palace and named them north, east, south, and west. Londoners value familiarity. That they do. Follow your ambition, Song of the Sky. Where to begin? Take advantage of a quiet moment to pull out your journal. The blank page sits before you, smug and unblemished. The horror. At last, inspiration strikes. You need fresh material. That's the ticket. So we'll go out and explore. Oh! Sorry, that's not what I quite meant to do yet. Repair the locomotive. You can't do this. I can't. So I can't repair it. We'll explore the city. Hire on crew. Your voyages have grown perilous of late. Numbers and morale are lower than they were. Today, New Winchester's abuzz with rumour. A famous tackety captain has turned tail and fled back to London, promised a generous pension and full pardon in exchange for selling secret. His crew are His crew are at a loose end, and under a cloud of suspicion, will they ever find work again? Hire some of the turncoat's crew as replacements. Let's have a ragtag bunch on board, eh? Initially, crew members are suspicious. They think you might be a journalist for the Gazette. Still, they're happy to drink on your coin, and as the night progresses, the reserve vanishes. When they arrive at your engine the next day to sign their papers, they come in with headaches and nausea and the last of their things. They go to their berths ready to make for the stars once again. We've got a crew! Right, who is this driver? I specialise in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Allow this giant driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? This will get you a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation establishment by 1. I'm not sure I really want to hire an incautious driver. I mean, I am the captain, and am I not? Don't I drive? Well, no, the captain doesn't drive the boat. The captain is the one that just kind of gives orders and takes general command. I think we'll go without the driver for now. I'm not gonna hire you, Duck. Right, we're all good to go. Okay, so where was it this person needed to go? They needed to go east. So I guess we're going east. So I can't go further east. We'll go southeast, I reckon. Oh, didn't mean to click. Can I pass through here? Is this looks like a bridge, but I don't want to just drive into it. I'm gonna very slowly. Okay, we're all good. Okay, it's not a physical object, we're fine. What is that? Debris? Oh. Are you gonna fire at me? Are you gonna fire at me? Whoa! No! There's a star-maddened explorer. Nah, you can bugger off, mate. I'm not dealing with you. I'm just going east. Listen to my little engine chugging along. Go, space train. I believe in you. So we'll start simple. A little escort quest. Is there a button to whistle? Because I would very much like it if I could sound my whistle. That's a great big rock, but there seems to be a way down here. So we've made it into space, huh? Ain't that crazy? Ooh. What is that? There's something down there. The undergrowth draws in. The calls of the unknown. Gargantuan beasts rattle your engine. Here the reach runs wild. I don't think... who's on board? So we've got the chart. Officers. What's in the hold? Got a bat. Tutorial chart. doesn't say if the person's on board, so... Inventory your possessions, anything the hold. Let's put on cruise control, shall we? I mean, we're going east. They said that, like, the lady who needed a lift said that where she needed to go was east, so... I mean, I could just be making an absolutely colossal mistake here. Wonders, you've... A stop clock. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I notice your ship's clock has stopped. Perhaps you permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. You prefer things to be right more than twice a day. An opportunity for conversation. She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back off the clock and has spread many tiny cogs across the galley table. Don't ask. Oh God. Obscure horticultural tools gleam brassly among them. Everything has its place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. So what are the duties of an agent of the horological office? She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the exact same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner of the Empire. How is an empire to function if we cannot agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. What is the news of London? London sits in her coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of hours, hoping to receive endowments of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labour to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a touch of archness there? All is normal. I miss her though. There's no city like London in all the skies. And Albion's very different from the Reach, much more civilized. Discuss the Reach. It has an uncouth splendour, but I miss Albion and the steady light of the clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on to feed the whole of London, even if some of it is a dubious shape. Ask her about the hours trade. Tangle of time. Oh, hours. There. You've heard the Empress award her favourites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and that you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. You can mine hours? Don't mind me going to clock in at the time mine. Hours are more useless than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to different regions, and to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on a loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours, and now even more have been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retrieve with a modest pension of... Yeah. I keep saying retrieve. I hope to retire with a modest pension of years, myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. Discuss the Reach. An uncouth blender. Okay, we've been over that. Discuss the outrage. Discuss sons. What happened to the Reach's son? And London has a man-made son? How did Her Majesty defeat the old one? Defeat the son? We warred and we won. It's not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. The sons made the law, they say. Now Her Majesty makes it. As for the sun's reach, she looks through the window at the lightless, stirring mist. I don't know. Do suns grow old? Do they die of natural causes? I think that'll probably be better than the alternative, wouldn't it? The Queen killed the sun. Bro, that's crazy. The Winchester War, the Reach is torn by discontent between London loyalists and the more independent settlers. There are those who feel that London is a long way away and that they do a better job of governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them tacties. For the hobnail boots that are so practical out here. London unsurprisingly disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interest in the region, sometimes very earnest indeed. The tacties call London loyalists stovepipes for our hats, I suppose. She avoids looking at you. And you, Captain, where do your sympathies lie? With London, you remember your heritage in the Queen that led you to the skies. With the tacties, these are new lands. Why should old rules or old masters hold sway? You feel no loyalties to either side. You'd rather be left alone. Perhaps you are undecided. Perhaps you see the conflict as an opportunity. What a remarkable indulgence, she remarks with a raised eyebrow. I'll compliment her skills. Thank you, she says. A small embarrassed silence. It's possible the inspector is pleased, it's hard to tell. Bid her good evening. Right. Approach memorial. Hold on. What's that? You're approached at the memorial of the unknown rat. But we did know him. His name was Biggie Cheese. Okay, so it's hard to tell what is something I can bump into and what isn't. Okay, so I guess I can bump into that. Put her on cruise control and we'll just keep going west. Is time a physical resource in this universe or timeline? I guess. I don't know. Again, this is cosmic horror, so who knows? We're in Lipkin's Field. I hope I've not gone too far. I'm just out here trying to take a passenger someplace. This is nice, though. Oh, hello. It's an enduring dreadnought. HML Surrey... What's that? Surrey Keys, or Quays. You're gonna argue with me regardless. I say it's Keys, you say it's Quays. I say it's Quays, you're gonna say it's Keys. Oh, is this the place? The bridge clock chimes twice quickly. This close to the Isambard line. Time is devious. Ah, Isambard. Get it? Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Port Prosper. Past deeds. You've earned enough experience to increase your captain's level. Now you can choose new past or deed via the facet screen. I'll take a facet. Oh. Okay, a masterpiece. You would not let your education go to waste. You'll ponder for years of sleepless nights, setback and research. Psych booth. Scandal. I'm a scandalous man. A spell in prison. I've been in prison. You lost your mind once. They put you in a splendid hotel managed by a cheery gentleman who determined when you could leave. We'll go with just this for now. A masterpiece. You would not let your education go to waste. They call you brilliant, eccentric, and obsessive. They said of a waste of time was impossible. You proved them wrong. What were the fruits of your labour? A marvel of engineering, a revolutionary invention. Its possibilities are thrilling, but yet to be realised by the lesser minds. At least your peers appreciate your ingenuity, or a scathing critique of the new astronomy. And concealed within its three comprehensive and volumes, which are approvingly stamped by the Ministry of Public Decency, is an encrypted but spiraled call to revolution. I'm just going to be an engineer. Okay, it was Port Prosper where the time lady wants to go, right? Here we are. Sorry, chat, I've not been paying much attention to chat. It's just, you know. Queen's Cross Station. We'll deliver the inspector. Yeah, just cough up, Doc. Cough up, satisfied customer. Thank you, Captain. Here is the balance of our agreement and, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the work site. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You enlivened it, and I've included a small additional sum in your... Yay, I've got more money. I got more supplies, I got more fuel. We're good. They plan to call it the Albert Clock in memory of the departed Prince Consort. But there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Okay, so they need materials. I can do a couple fetch quests. Bronzewood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. One consignment. They sell it at Traitor's Wood. Oh, that's a great name to have. And Palmer and Plenty's, I hear. And a gourd of Croyster Nectar too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at, and my voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Carillion's your best bet there. Or Titiana, the Flower Town. We'll pay, like. Okay. Oh. But be warned, the materials aren't cheap and they occupy space in your hold. Okay. We've got a fetch quest, boys! Oh, there's a parade? I can write later. Let's... Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by the giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade about the amusements, while impoverished East Enders work the stalls and huddle by the chestnut fires for warmth. A painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the crowds and to a chorus of "Ho, the riding." Ooh. Do I rub my shoulders with the rich, or do I rub my shoulders with the poor? I'm a working class man. Oh no! Oh no! I clicked. No, I clicked the rich. I clicked on the rich one. I meant to click the poor one by accident. Whoops. A lady in a jacket bodice with bone sleeves looks you up and down. What do you think, Mildred? A murmur of assent runs through the crowd of starched corseted ladies. A gentleman adjusts his moustache. Yes, you'll do. You spend the day with some of the self-described notables of Port Prosper. You eat roast chestnuts, sip glasses of Greyfields all the way from Old London, and even participate in a riding, charging through the narrow streets pursued by several braying fellows in a dragon. You are tolerated by the prosperous West Enders. Sparklers wheel in the sky, lovers race across the span. The scent of butterscotch and candy floss is on the wind. The devils of Carillion claim to be experts in the assessment of prison soul. They would describe yours as sickly, cloying, and unappetizingly crawling. I'm an evilman, apparently. Let's write a report. Factories continue to belch out smoke. All over the bridge, hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade at a respectable distance from their chaperones. There was a brief protest outside of the Winwood Company factory, swiftly quelled. The scones at the Nielsen were as good as ever, though the piquancy of the jam was less than might be desired. There's a performance. More time must pass for this to be available. Okay, so there's like stuff going on. There's going to be like a performance. Recruit the incautious driver. I'm not recruiting an incautious driver. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, no, there's nothing else to do in town. I think I've been to the new clock tower. Okay, so let's see. Offer transportation to settlers. Okay. Recruit the incognito princess. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. She's an officer dressed in what an actor would wear in a fantastical romance. A tiara rests on her brow. A steady stream of commoners come to pay homage, bowing and curtsying enthusiastically. Starlings circle in dense swarms above her. Refugees from Old London are a common sight, though not in such numbers. She ignores everything, hands you papers so pristine they can only be forged. Perhaps not. Well, hold on, we'll see. We can take on a wealthy client, or we can take on... Let's see. Explorers, adventurers, and pioneers gather here, freshly arrived from Albion, awaiting transport further into the Reach. Would-be pioneers climb at station. Settler wants to be taken to Traitor's Wood, and another settler's got on my locomotive. Appreciate if you took me to Traitor's Wood. I'm in the mood for a spot of sport. He breaks off the handshake and coughs into his sleeve. Forgive me, I'm hoping a new climate will improve my health. Please get me there as fast as possible. I will pay well if you do. So he wants to go to Traitor's Wood, which is good because I need to go there to pick up some materials for the clock tower. What's this? Inquire about the passage Albion. Another captain may have useful information about the relay. A garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, my lord. Happy to help. They point down the docks. There you are. Keep going past the port. Can't miss it. If you got good eyes, you might be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free, mind. You can travel first class if you have ministry stamp permit. You can bring a couple of barrel hours to travel second class. What is this? The officer of the Windward Company on Port Processing. He sits behind a marketing desk. The decanter of brandy says. And proceeds to and produces a ruler's measurement. To business, he smiles, revealing an extensive damage to his teeth. That's a young man's game. He stands in the window watching the starlight. From the politicians who planned it to the pioneers who built it, the soldiers who defend it, attacked us. We need more. We need more such work. Bring me nameplates from taxi engines. We'll keep lists. You will be rewarded. Hunt taxi engines and provide their nameplates. I will do no such thing. Okay, so he wants me to attack just random ships. We've already offered transport to settlers. Right, what's going on with this princess? She would certainly make an interesting addition to your crew. This will get you a first officer who increases your mirrors by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation by 1. Alright. Did I recruit her? Yeah, I recruited her. Let's go. Welcome aboard, Your Majesty. I am a humble first officer looking for... what's the word? When commoners do things for coin, she asked. Work, that's it. She beams at you delighted, as innocent as a Gatling gun. That is certainly a saying. As she steps aboard, a commoner calmly takes a spoon from his pocket and... Oh! As she steps aboard, a commoner calmly takes a spoon from his pocket and scoops out his eyes. After such radiance, all else is tawdry, he says between screams. It seems she has already forgotten about her signing on money. Oh God. So we've got a brat with us on board now. So where's... Okay. So I need... Right, so this is the area I'm in so far. I need to find the... Okay, it's not going to tell me where the Traitor's Woodyard thing is. So... No, I don't want to jettison anything. Oh, I've got too much of something. Oh, I can't just get rid of the gun. What do I need? Fuel. I've got a lot of crew. I'll get rid of a bit of fuel. Okay, so... Let's zoom in. I don't think I can go much further. Anyone know what direction I need to go to get to this Traitor's Woodyard? What is this? Oh. Is this where I need to go? Okay. Stone edifice. The heart of the new British Empire. And remain in the Reach. Turn your engine around. You have no business there yet. Okay, so remain in the Reach. Is there anything down here? No. Choo choo. So I think the only thing we've really got to do is just map out this place. So we've been... let's go... south, I reckon. Woodyards of the South. It's awful lonely out in space. Well, let's put on the cruise control. Oh, this is void. Oh, there's a whole lot of nothing out here. Actually, let's send out the bat. What's the bat got to say? Ooh! There is something down there. I love the vibe of this game. Like, it might not be the most entertaining to watch on stream, but honestly, like, just floating through space, like the ominous atmosphere, just chugging along in a cute little engine. It's pretty dang good. Now, what's this? Oh, hang on a second, there's something up there. There's... okay, so there's another engine there. What's this? An abandoned signal box. The window frames serve as the trellis for a vine circumnavigating the signal box. The plant stem resembles a thigh-thick twine, giving the building the appearance of a hurriedly wrapped parcel. Inside, beneath a desk covered with rusted leaves, is a luggage trunk. Captains in dire need can borrow from the cash inside, but custom dictates that they must later replenish it. Recruit a fatalistic signalman. You detect a whiff of cigarette smoke as you enter. A man in a grey uniform and grey bowler resides in a chair. Evening, I don't suppose you're looking for a signaller. He does not sound hopeful. For how long has he been waiting here? I could hire a signaller. Read the ledger. Captains who withdraw from the cash should note their name of the ship and what they look like. You'll gain a vision of the heavens or sky stories. I've gotten some sky stories. Handwriting is poor but legible. Captain Abernathy withdrew supplies. There's a column for miscellaneous notes. Captain writes of a homestead their locomotive passed when journeying from Port Avon. Buildings were in the style of old London. Nostalgia brought the crew together after a near disastrous encounter with a Croyster-bee. Huh. Let's read the cash. The luggage trunk is sturdy and vast, large enough to have held a modest family's worldly goods. Take supplies. Take fuel. Take material to repair your locomotive. My engine is... No, it's not that damaged. I'll take some fuel. You have incurred debt. Your crew may become anxious while it hangs over you. I've gained fuel. Crew has not increased. Terror remains unchanged. Yeah, what's one more crew member? You ask what he's doing here. I work the Isambard line. I'm the last one, I suppose. Hitch rides between the boxes, make repairs, sweep up a bit. I could do with a change of scene. He seems unsure. Well, I better get my things together. He picks up a modest holdall and checks his hat on his head. Yeah, I think that's everything. After you, my lord. You appoint to be your signaller when you're... You can appoint him to be signaller when docked in port. Oh, do I have to manually assign the crew? Hold on, if I resupply it, do I have to... Skyfarer's debt risk drawing the borrower's attention, or so the more superstitious of your crew say. Still your pragmatic... Okay, so... Yeah... It's one piece of fuel. It can't be that bad. Surely. So, I was going south towards this mystery thing that my bat had found. Oh, is that an enemy? Not on my watch, sir. Ooh. Yeah, get out of here. What did I tell you? Get out of here, huh? Whoa! And... Ooh! 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 Dodge and weave. You just gotta dodge and weave. Ooh. And kabang! Kabang! Gotcha, son of a bitch. Let's see. The crew of the Marauder lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. When he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them are bloody stumps. Whoa. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Ooh, I can help him, or I can just shoot him. What? Ooh. I'm a merciful man. The crew wrap the sky-maddened captain in blankets and secure him tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to your locomotive. He might not be happy restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Magdalen's. In the northwest of New Winchester. The captain secured. You have a moment to see whether there's anything of worth in his locomotive before abandoning it to the wilderness. You're prepared to board. Uh, cargo or repair the I think we'll go with some cargo. Clasp jewelry box. A sheaf of letters fall from a concealed compartment. The pages are rife with scandal. Ooh la la! Someone's saying northeast, not northwest. Look, the fact that I am captain at all is miraculous. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm a moron. I'm an absolute idiot. A buffoon. Oh. Prove oneself a fit confidant. Well, she seems incapable of discerning between the two. The incognito princess seems intrigued by any mention deferring to and abyssal horror. The truth revealed. Thrilled by your tales, the princess invites you to her quarters. I have a secret, she says, removing her tiara before donning a second, more expensive tiara. I am Queen Victoria's daughter, she says. I trust your discretion. It's a considerable ask. It must be the captivating princess. It's a considerable ask. This must be the captivating princess, the daughter of Victoria, who dwells in a miasma of rumours and excess, ranging from red honey to cannibalism. A half-asphyxiated starling has somehow found its way aboard. It flies to her hand. She pets it gently. One is travelling to broaden one's mind before one takes on a new role. It will be a delight to meet with the engineers who keep the eternal ball of Perdurance tick-tocking away. She smiles. You find yourself outside. She's seeking something somewhere. But I've got a whole bunch of new Sky stories. That's interesting. Whoa! This is truly a nasty storm. Okay, let's try and hold ourselves firm. Hold her on, boys! Hold her on! Okay, we're all good. We're all good. What? Ooh. Look at this place. Get away. Buzz off. Buzz off, bees! Okay, I've taken quite a bit of damage from that. The swarm is a ruin of twitching legs and broken wings. One of the bees, the signature on its back, occluded with ichor in its final tremendous song. Send someone out to recover their nectar. Listen to its death hymn. Its nectar is valued by poets, vocalists, and those with a sweet tooth. Oh, the guy was looking for some nectar, wasn't he? So I've got... Okay, so I've got a better chance of succeeding this, but this is something my character I think would like more. I think we'll go with this for now then. Boy, I need repairs. Get out of here, bees. Whoa, no. Not towards them. Not towards them. Oh, boy. Okay. We'll listen to the death hymn. And I didn't get it. The sound is maddening, like steel nails dragging down a blackboard inhabited by amorous alley cats. You can't... Can you bear it? No, close the hatch. Listen to the end. Gain more experience with Terror 2. Don't listen, lie about it to your crew. I'm gonna listen! God, there is so much terror aboard my ship right now. So, there's something to see up ahead. The navigator is entranced by the wash of flowers. And soon arrive in the home of shadows. Ominous! This whole place is very ominous. Captain, a hive! I'll take some honey, thank you very much. Well, nothing bad can happen from me just going into a comically giant evil space bee's hive. Oh, there's something on the other side, but there's a mouth up here. I'll take some more of that, thank you very much. Oh! Oh, they're not happy. Oh, I've got to jettison some of the honey. Ah! Come at me again? Come at me again? That's what I thought. Here we go. Okay, so I've got that. I think... Okay, so it was just a beehive was all that was down here. Oh boy! Okay, they're not attacking, it's fine. I can't carry any more honey though, so I think we're all good. Oh, D-Man with more gifted subs. Your hull's a little worse for wear. Try to repair it soon. You can do this for a small fee at the new Winchester and certain other ports, or sometimes by salvaging from other wrecks. Ooh. Something over here. What is this? Flower fields. Your engine perches among the stalks nestled between petals the size of gardens. Enormous flowers sprawled across the horizon. A welcoming forest, the petals are the colour of mellow gold and vivid ruby. The scent of sticky pollen hangs in the air. So I can harvest some nectar from the flowers. I can linger in the flower field. Leaves are dry, good spot for a picnic. We can harvest nectar. Ooh. No, I think we need a bit of whimsy. This ought to just cheer us up. We'll just take in the scent for a bit. Okay, so I can't... Okay, I have to come back later then. So this isn't the place where I get my wood, then, as I have learned. What's my signal man got to say for me? Oh, I just need... If I want to talk to him, I need 2 Tales of Terror. What about the princess? Why are you travelling, princess? For a change. After all, I am a princess. The ambition of any princess worthy of the name is to not... Sure. Secondman, listen to the princess. I have a suggestion. We should go to London. I have always wanted to open a salon. My sister has got one. I should too. Her gaze unblinking. She does not press the issue further. The princess will generate cryptic benefactors for you while on Secondman. What is that supposed to mean? Who is this woman? Thanks for the hot dog, D-Man, but is she actually the princess? Or have I just picked up a lunatic? I mean, both are very possible. Let's put on the cruise control. I don't know how far away I am from any ports. But where, oh where is my wood? Supplies, you are low on supplies. Okay, so that's a hive. There has to be a port around here somewhere. If not, then I might just have to start going... yeah, there's got to be a port somewhere here. There has to be. Also, the police are coming. Oh. Go with the wind, boys. We'll just go with the wind. Why are my crew scared? There's nothing to be scared of. If anything, the wind's helping. Someone's saying find a port now. I don't have to find a port now. I've still got 2 days of supplies left. Well, 2 boxes of supplies. Oh boy, I'm leveling up even more. Let's see. Increase veils and mirrors, iron and mirrors. We'll sort this out in a minute. So I don't think there's anything there. Whoa! Hey up, there's something here. Hue requires mining. Okay, so I guess we're not doing that. Is this anything? Oh. Oh, there's a port right there. Yeah, you see, chat, there's nothing to worry about. It's all fine. Gah. We should probably dock at port, see if we can make some coin. Hold on, let me... There we go. What else have we got here? This bay is for loading and unloading locomotives. It disappoints tourists who expect to arrive at a scenic waterside. Mainly caters for the workers of Leadbeater and Stain Rod Company who come to collect goods. Alright, we'll go to the bazaar first. Ah, this is what we're after. Seeds. So there's seeds. And what's Skyfarer's supplies? We'll take some supplies. Thank you. Oh, our cargo's already full. Oh, let's sell... Oh, I can't sell any of that honey? Oh, that's not good. Let's see who's this. Arrange for a tour guide. Let's take a quick trip into the reserve. Why not? Got me some more sky stories. I'll go alone. Okay. What's going on at the loading bay? Let's gather a port report, shall we? To earn rewards, hand your port reports into the... They're normally found at Victory Hall or Company House docks near New Winchester. However, they can move as the wall reach progresses. Converse with your fellow captains. What brings you this way? For a few, it's work provided by for the rest, it's the reason the same. They're drawn by the beauty of the reserve. Some are here with tourists from across the Empire. Others are here to give their crews respite. Others simply passing by and couldn't resist stopping by. What's a captain's inquest? Ooh. Researchers at the reserve have a number of laboratories scattered among them. Read requests to all park goers. Want to study the powerful force of nature's work in the Reach, so if you're an intrepid spirit and want to if you're interested, keys to understand. Let's see, researchers laboratories scattered among tourist camps. From there, they study mystery of Reach. What sort of mysteries are you delving into here? Currently I'm taking a study order. What is it? Let's have a look at the list. He needs one of the following requirements. Of course, I'd be happy to reward you if you bring it back. He'd be brought the wings of a cloister bee. Request that he be brought ants. And he... Hybra's pus. Well, looks like we've got our work cut out for us. So, I do need to find some kind of... I need to find this wood port before I go any further. I've got all of this goddamn honey. Like... I've got all this honey and I've got nothing to do with it. So that sucks. Let's see, there's gotta be something around here. A medical emergency! A settler from Fort Prosper staggers onto the bridge, clutching his throat. He appears to be some sort of distress. Indeed, hair sprouts like invasive weed from every follicle on his body, forcing its way out. Ugh. Return his remains to Port Prosper. There's no point in taking him to his destination. His family would want the body returned, probably. Keep the body for study. The settler's exceedingly singular misfortune may prove to be a great boon for fledgling scientists, or throw him off the locomotive. Oh! Oh, Tiason's here. I'll keep his body. You ignore the looks your crew give you and you order the corpse to be taken to cold storage. Those with hardy stomachs can assist with a thorough examination later. For now, the mop and broom. You're rid of your settler. If you visit the Queen's Cross port and prosper, you can pick up another or inspire more settlers. The settler is no longer on your locomotive. You have now ×1 condemned experiments. Oh, lovely. So we're in this kind of undergarden area. There's a massive big open space. Memorial to the unknown rat. I'm guessing going that way just connects back to there. So let's go west. I think something I need is more north. But right now I think we'll just go west and see what we've got going on here. Williams Weald. That is the weirdest name. Sorry, it's the weirdest way to spell Williams. Oh, that's a weird name. Oh. I just froze for a sec. Chugga. Actually, you know what? Let's look to level up. What do we need? Comforts of every well-to-do household rely upon scurrying and grinding work of its servants. You know this firsthand. Smoggy streets. Scandal. The gospel on the salon. A lost love. Gradual erosion of that which separates you from something else. Fitting together two lives and true. And get some inspiration out of that. Oh, I do like being the source of gossip. What does this give me? We'll go with these. Just make me more enduring. Put on the... We've got cruise control, we're all good. Now, could you imagine trains with cruise control? Whoa. Right, now where's this bloody woodyard? Here we are. I think. Is this a port? No, it's just another abandoned signal box. I'll tell you what, we'll resupply the cache. We'll restock it with fuel. Because we're fine. And now, oh no. I thought I could take some fuel and give some fuel and take some supplies. Oh well. Ooh. Hello, what are you? Oh, it requires mining stuff. A glowing orb. This usually is something. Oh, requires are saying, okay, it looks like we do need to get back to port at some point. Where's the nearest one? New Winchester. I might be able... Yeah, I think I'll make it up to New Winchester if I go northeast. Don't trains already have cruise control? Technically. But, like... a lot of diesel engines, they have, like, the dead man switch. So the driver just has to, like, keep his foot, or her foot, their foot on the pedal. Otherwise it'll cut out. It's a safety measure just so, you know, if they pass out away from the cab, the train doesn't just keep going. There's some stuff ahead. Choo-choo. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Port's this way. Handbrake turn. Watch where you're going, you maniac! You're just trying to drive into me. Well, I've got some honey. At least I can sell some of that, and let's see what's available in the bazaar. Alright, New Winchester's up here. Here we are. Ow. Okay, I can't just drive into it, I have to come in from this way. Brilliant. So, let's first repair the locomotive. Good as new. Oh, that was expensive. Oh, I should not have... Oof. Okay, what can I pick up at the bazaar? Hours for the circus ringmaster. Oh, I didn't mean to claim these. Oh well. So I need to go northeast. Victoria Market. Okay, here we go. A jumble of undistinguished souls? A caged catch? What is some of this stuff? Bronzewood, carefully packed crate of munitions. This is all stuff you can... What? Okay, well I need to stock up on fuel. And supplies. Oh, I've not got that much, I think. Okay, and I think I have no money, so let's... I need to keep some of the nectar. And I'll keep one of the seeds. No, I'll sell one of the seeds. So that should mean I can get a bit more fuel, which is good. You know what, I'll sell. I only need one piece of honey. That's fine. Okay. This is the market I'm already at. Ooh. So I can get mining array. This is good. There's all the stuff you can sell. the only thing I can afford now. I don't know what... Oh, here we go. Bring me my spear, O clouds unfold. A no-nonsense, common or garden armament for Skyfarer on a budget. Forever there is judgment. Effectively a locomotive mounted blunderbuss. Why are there no spaces on that line? Fires a mauling spread of munitions and is best employed at close ranges. Has been described as a proper bugger to reload. What's going on at the engine yard? Oh, I can upgrade my engine. Oh, nice. For an absolute shitload of money. Right, what's going on here then? A scrub clerk begs for a moment of your time. I represent the banking house. I promise that it'll only take a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, my lord. Very promising things indeed. We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution to the storage of your assets. Absolute discretion and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We require only a signature. A bank vault. Ooh! Allowing you to store and withdraw items at any hub port. I'm certain that this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you a good day, my lord. You may access your bank in the central port of any region. You will find it in a list of areas on the left-hand menu when docked. Select and transfer items between your hold and the bank. You'll be able to access the contents of your bank from any hub port. If your captain dies, the contents of your bank will be inherited to your next captain. That'll be so useful. That's so there. I can just. Oh, that's so much more useful now. Explore the city a bit. A club where season's captain gather. That's about the war. Black box. I need 7 Tales of Terror and 7 Stories of the Sky. So there's a bunch of stuff I still need yet. This is all done. How do I... Officers. Okay, so they're already applied then. That's fine. Hire on crew. I mean, I'm basically still full up on crew. What about this little young navigator here? Fortunate navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. Mid-flight patch 2. Officers require a sign-on fee. Offer him a role in your locomotive. Is eager for a new challenge. This will give you the Fortune Navigator, a first officer who increases your iron by 6, fail by... But I already have a first officer or a navigator, don't I? You won't regret this, Captain. The navigator pumps your hand... Reminds me, I thought I brought them luck, but I didn't. I'm still good hire, though. We've got more crew. The more the merrier. I can't stop with the crew. So I can't consult anyone about my crew so far. Right. Let's... Nothing at the bazaar. What's at the market? Right. Let's get more supplies. So there's a Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. And someone said, I think, northeast is where I need to go. So northeast is where I shall go. I think when the next port we get to, that'll be where I end the stream, because we've been going for nearly 2.5 hours. This has been a pretty long stream. But I'm really enjoying this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding this quite fun. Just chugging along through the infinite voids of space. Hold on. Ow! Wait, isn't it northwest? Someone said northeast, someone's saying northwest. I'll just go north and see what happens, shall I? Can't go any further north. We'll turn right back around. I think we've filled up quite a lot of the map, though. Like, I say quite a lot. Most of it. A third. A quarter. Maybe a fifth. Oh no, it was northeast. Okay. Northeast we shall go! Hello, friend. Oh, you're not a friend! Whoa! How about tea? Pachoo. Pachoo. I'm gonna get you. Your heat bar is full. This happens when you fire too many shots in short succession. While you're overheated, you can't use lateral thrust, and if you fire a weapon, it will take damage. Cool. Let's search for loot. What could it be? A distressingly odored barrel. Oh! We've got loads of fuel. Let's go! What's this? It's like an outpost? Or is it just a lighthouse? I don't know, but we need to go more north. The ocean view. I like that all the trains are named O. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, the engines silent, perhaps something of value within. Mourn the dead, it is proper. Signal the wreck. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost. But was that movement you saw? Your signaller fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message to each portside window. There, a faltering glow burns in the frost. Someone has struck a match. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who is too weak to work but will share their hoard of supplies with you. Yes! Things are looking up. Honestly, this would be amazing to just like drive a train through space. I'd love to do this. Maybe I should stream Space Engineers one day. That'd be fun. Me and Mike used to play that quite a lot, I think, during like lockdown. It's a fun game. I think it's been updated recently as well, so that's nice. See anything on the map? Well, we've got plenty of supplies. But whoa! We've got supplies. I'm sending out the bat. The bat's found something. Oh, it's down there. Well, let's turn this boat around then. We're going with the wind, boys. Full steam. Is it this way? And Perkins Copse. Is this the place I need to go for the wood? The Oathbreaker. An argument breaks out between two crewmen. One owes the other money but cannot repay it. Unfortunately, the debt was sworn in the name of the Borrower below, a roving god of the deep skies and a keeper of compacts. The Borrower has a low opinion of Oathbreakers. Your crew mutter darkly. They fear this will bring them bad luck. Ooh. I can banish the Oathbreaker. I can take on and pay the Oathbreaker's debt. I have 50 sovereigns. I can punish them both, or I can ignore it. Well, I'll take on your debt, mate. Oh god, what is that? One of your crew, tattooed with dragons, acts as an occasional meditator with the Borrower. She conducts a simple midnight ceremony in which you recite the promise that was made and immediately pay the amount owed. Your purse is lighter, but the debtor, the dettee, and the mediator seem happy. Outside, the sky's fogs are thick as soup. The Borrower below is watching you? I've lost a Sky Story. I've lost 50 sovereigns, but I've gained experience. What do you mean the Borrower below? We're at a port. A house of small comfort. First of all, what's going on at the bazaar? Seeds. Don't really need. What can I get at Beet Rice's What can I get at Beet Rice's Exchange? I can buy Jumble of Undistinguished Souls. I'll buy a Jumble of Undistinguished Souls. Why the fuck not? Let's see. Let's treat our nightmares, shall we? Oh, okay, so this is where we come if there's too much terror. Oh, yeah, here's the Sky Madden Captain. Nurse brings a stretch to carry Sky Madden Captain from your train. He received the care of the Magdalen's finest. At least Magdalen's finest in the sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for the administrations. Oh. Well, I no longer have the Sky-Madden Captain. You have now one vision of the heavens. You are briefly without terror, and you have gained more experience. Huzzah! Oh, I've been requested by name. The amenable host reclines on a couch of cushioned velvet, a goblet of sparkling wine in his long fingers. Somewhere in the tower above him, the great clock ticks away. As policy, the host's atrium is always open to guests. He is available to hear opinions, friendly criticisms, suggestions. Today, he has a headache. Yeah, his voice is soft and sibilant. Sibilant. I've been over this. I shouldn't be allowed to read. I can't sight read. This is my problem. I know it's meant to be pronounced Beatrice, but it's spelt beet rice, and I don't care. Like butter melting in candlelight. A guest has become rather too attached to a particular attendant. He always requests that same attendant appear in the exact same guise. The amenable host's lips curl in distaste. He reiterates the aim of Magdalen's, a place of healing and respite. It was not meant to feed obsession or self-indulgence, self-loathing. This guest brings sickness. I would have him purged. I have a dossier on our guest if you're interested in helping him. Ooh. An acting challenge. I'm so glad you want to help. He produces a thin sliver of pages and pass them to you. I recommend taking the role of one of our attendants. That way you'd be playing the role of someone significant to him. He knows all of our attendants by voice now. Someone new is needed. So I'm here to deal with some guests. Well, first let me write a port report. I'll speak with an attendant. An attendant in the foyer schedules appointments with the aid of a hefty daybook. They're eager to explain the procedures and the rules that govern here. This is a hospital for the spirit. Our staff will become the person you need. Here you may say farewell to a doomed comrade, resurrect an old love, spar with a defeated enemy, all for a fair price. But do not overindulge. Our services are to heal, not to become an addiction. Let's deal with this guest. How do you plan to deal with him? A treatment chamber has been emptied for you should you wish to adopt a guise from his past. Alternately, he is standing right there and does not seem to... Ooh. Disguise yourself as his mother. She drove them apart once. An attendant will help you with the wig and makeup. Another voice. Disguise yourself as his lover. The attendant, normally on duty, is more than happy to assist you. Anything as long as you get rid of him. How do I do this? God, I am so tempted to go about this by approaching him dressed as his mother. I could I could do this like some Norman Bates shit. Legit, I might just... We're going full Norman Bates. I'm disguising as his mother. You look like... Yeah, you know, with the long scraggly hair, the officer's cap and the big bushy beard. You look like the faded Durga type down to the teeth. You gnash your jaw reflexively. His eyes widen as you enter the chamber. This is a mistake. I didn't ask for this. You never do you? You get to work. When it's over, you doubt he'll ever be returning ever again. Let's observe guests going in for treatment. A tomb colonist is visiting a friend. Attendants draw lots. Talk to patients being discharged. Harassed captain waits the steps to recruit to emerge one by one from the chamber. Each he grabs by the ear and leads to a quiet antechamber. The shouting be heard from there. If you had complaints about my captaining, you could have just told me directly, not some ruddy actor. Speak to the host. Your guest's gone, mate. You're all good. Of course, my staff will be pleased to risk to our trade when the clients no longer separate identity and illusion, but seldom pleasant. He sighs deeply, echoing around the chamber like a newly freed dove. As a trap any of us could fall into, his face darkens briefly. Here, take this. He fishes around beneath the couch for one of his goblets. It'll fetch a pretty price. Take it with my thanks, and do visit us again. I've gained some more sovereigns, and I've got favours with this guy. Okay, I think... So we've treated our terror. Oh. Request a treatment for guilt. You are not sinless. This will provide a unique encounter and lower your terror. Request a treatment for ennui. The wonders of the heavens no longer still your heart from beating. This will provide a unique encounter and lower your terror. I think our terror is already at 0, so we don't need to lower that anymore. Let's go for a bit of gossip, shall we? Lieutenant nods solemnly. Congratulations, you are the last entry in the journal. He makes a note. Today's journal, at any rate. The attendant holds up a candle before 4 doors of mirrored glass. 4 of our staff are available today. Each has their own speciality. Their names are not yours to know, only their craft. He smiles suddenly, his teeth gleaming like links on a chain. You know yourself best. Who can tend to your wounded heart? Whoever you need, you can find behind one of these doors. Someone from your past. Very boring individual indeed. Someone who once meant a very great deal, or a former crewman. I want to get bored to death. What do we think, chat? Aren't the last 2 the same as the first one? They're all different slightly. Someone from your past can be a friend or a foe. Like, someone you went to school with is someone from your past. Someone who once meant a great deal is obviously someone who meant a great deal, and a former crewman is just specifically someone you knew who's a crewman. We'll go with the boring one. Terror fades. You recognise the lady as soon as you enter the room. She'd been serving soup at the Round Table, or even some lowly establishment beneath the bridges of New Winchester. Had you made a cutting remark, perhaps you were at a loss for... Perhaps you were less than complimentary about the soup. Well, no matter, for here she is now, armed with tureens for you to sample. A stained bar stool had been provided for your comfort. I think that's everything we can do here. But honestly, are we cool leaving this here, chat? Because again, this stream has gone on for like 2 3/4 hours. I'm getting hungry. maybe we can pick this up again later. It seems like there's a lot to this game. And I honestly wouldn't be surprising. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just stretching. Ugh. Don't be surprised if I play this again on stream. I swear you'll like Decimate Drive. I hope you'll play it next weekend. I probably will, if neither Mike nor River are free. Yeah, folks are saying let's end it for today, so I think we'll save and exit. Now's a good time while we're in port. Let me switch over. Let me turn the... There we go. This has been fun. I'd say this has been pretty fun. I'd say any questions? It's a weird way to end the stream, but usually someone has something they want to ask me. So, here, while I'm live on the internet, feel free. Can you do it in multiplayer? I don't think there's a multiplayer option. This is just an RPG. So, big no on that. What is the average air velocity of an unladen swallow? Well, that depends on what you mean. Do you mean a European or an African swallow? Can you describe yourself in 3 words? Eccentric. Big. And I'd say the 3rd word, trying to think of the best way to describe it. I don't want to say depressed, but definitely dead inside, or some kind of shortening of that. Do you need someone to read those lines so you don't have to struggle next time? I resent that. Look, just because I struggle to read, because I'm not a good sight reader, are you going to do more Horror Train videos for October? Probably. Let's see. Have you watched Galaxy Express 999? No, I've not. I might do a video on that at some point. Might. Very big might, because it's an entire series. You know, I can't... When it's a movie, it's one thing. It's one thing to do a video on, like, a movie. When it's, like, a full-on TV series, it's like... I don't know, even if it's, like, 20 minutes an episode and there's, like, 12 episodes, that's still, what, 4 hours to go through? Would you ever consider making a trip to the US or Canada for a rail museum or something? If I had a shitload of money to spend on it, sure. As it stands, YouTube is not paying the best it's ever paid. But luckily, since I've started the members, it's pushed up money just a little bit more. So thank you all very much for the support. Especially to Jason for paying my rent. Thank you very much. Sad news about that, by the way. YouTube takes, I think, 30% of that. Which, honestly, is complete BS, but there's nothing... That's just a platform. Are you going to do a Let's Play of Honkai Star Rail? I don't know what that is, but I'll consider it. Ouch, 30%. I think so. I'll have to double check. I know they take a little bit of members' money, but I don't know how much. I will have to double check that. It's, like I said, it's a bit of a bitch. Would you ever make a video on the wreck of 97? I've looked into that a couple of times. I might. Top thoughts on Galaxy Express and Galaxy Railways. Not watched them. Pass. What is a rail-related mystery that you would actually really like to know the truth about? I'd have to go through some of my... look through some of the Halloween videos, but I think it's the Husik Tunnel, the Blood Pit. I want to know what... I want to know whether the guy that was found like strangled to death in the tunnel, because he was one of the foremen that accidentally... Well, I don't know whether it was an accident or not. They detonated explosives before two of the workers could get to safety, and so they don't know if it was, and he vanished from the construction site after that. They don't know if it was an actual murder attempt or if it was just an accident, but they found him dead in the tunnel a couple of days later, and they believed it was the ghosts of the guys they killed. I just want to know all the mysteries of that, to be perfectly honest. You know, I want to know is... There's just a lot of loose ends about that. I just want to know. Let's see. How's your day? How's your day been? It's been alright. If you did a video on everything wrong with the Back to the Future 3 train, that's something I want to do at some point, but it's like... With a film like Back to the Future 3, trains aren't like... It's only the very end the train shows up. And there's like a few films where the train's only in it briefly for like 1 or 2 scenes. So I do want to maybe do like a sub-series where I just do like 2 or 3 different scenes from films. Because otherwise, like, having to explain the entire plot of Back to the Future 3 and then going into, like, the behind-the-scenes production of specifically the train chase, it's like... There's not enough content there to do it on its own. Is there a train of thought video you want to make but for reasons cannot make it, politics or otherwise? That's a good question. There are some videos... I wouldn't go into politics, say. Like, I don't think I've come across a subject where I've thought, no, I can't make a video about that. But... I don't know. It's a good question. I will have to have a real good think. Because, again, at the moment, there are some videos I've just found and thought... The only reason I've not made... There are quite a few facts I've got that I've not made videos on. Not because, like, there's legal trouble or this, that, and the other. It's just simply because either it's too niche... there isn't enough substance to the fact, or it might just be that I just don't think it's interesting enough to justify a video. There is one thing I do want to make a video on. It's the Russian It's a Russian Malay locomotive. I think it's the P36. It's the P something. Let me check. I've got it on my phone. I want to do a video on it. The only reason I haven't is because the only pictures of it in existence are copyrighted. Like, then, despite how old the pictures are, they're not in the public domain. Where is it? I've got it saved here somewhere. I had it saved somewhere. No. The P38. The Russian P38. I do want to do a video on that, but again, legally speaking, the only pictures of it in existence are copyrighted, so I don't want to risk losing my entire channel just for that one video. I think they become public domain in the 1st of January 2026, though, so I might make the video and just have it set to private and go up as soon as it's available, so that'd be fun. What about the Phantom Train of Marshall Pass? I'll not read into that. Have you seen the 1976 film Silver Streak? I have not. ToT, what's your favourite style of railhead? It determines what flavour of syrup you are. What? I pass. Where are we? I know it's just funny that you actually bother capitalize. Okay. Let's see. Train of thought. Would you do a train analysis on Unstoppable or Runaway Train? I will do both of them in their own time. It's just recently, my roommate brought to my attention that a YouTuber did a 2-part video series on trains in films, and I think Unstoppable was one of the films they mentioned in that. And it's one of those things where it's like, I do want to watch the video because it seems interesting, but it's one of those where I try to be cautious about these things. Like, I might have an idea for a video and I'll look into it and I'll find that, oh, someone only a week ago had done a video on that exact subject. And so it's like, as much as I can just make a video and not care, I also try not to, like, I don't want to put out a video on the same subject someone else has already covered. Like, at least not within, like, a certain time period. Because it's just one of those things where it's like, well, if you want a video on that, go watch their video. Because usually it'll have the exact same information I'll be telling you. That's all. But I will get to Unstoppable and Runaway Train at their own time. Would you do a review of the movie The Train? I don't know how I would do a movie like The Train, because all the locomotives in that film are real. They're crashed for real. And like when you see someone operating them, they are operating a real locomotive. And so I don't think I could do like a everything wrong video. And I know The Train takes place in World War II France, and so I don't know enough about French railway procedures of the time to say officially what is correct and what is incorrect. It's one of those where I'd like to do something on The Train, but it's one of those, it's easier with the way I'm making the everything wrong with videos. It's much easier and much more entertaining to find something that's incorrect than it is to just constantly say something is correct. I might do it at some point, like Cinema Wins style, but at the same time, there's with something like Cinema Wins, like there are things to consider, like the art department, camera operating, directing, sound design. There are a lot of aspects. When it's just praising the trains, it'll just be me going, and that's correct as well, and they did this for real, and this for real, and it just turns on into me just sort of like having a bit of a self-congratulatory session about, oh, they got this right on the trains. So with something like the train, I'm not saying it's out of the question. It's just one of those things where it wouldn't follow the same standard as the Lone Ranger and Horror Express, where I point out the incorrect stuff. Would you do Behind Door 3? It has a train. It depends. Again, it depends how prevalent the train is. Let's see. Would you do a review of the movie Tough Guys? Its final scene again. See previously. See previous statements. I always find your videos very educational and very entertaining to watch. Thank you for making them. I also work for the railroad as well as a real-life job. I'm glad I found your channel. Thank you very much, the Bunny Bot. That genuinely means a lot to me. How about comparing between the movie and series versions of Snowpiercer and the very similar 90s computer game Transarcacia? Maybe. Hold on. What about the scandal behind this, that, and the other? No. Do the unrelenting horrors of Chuggington. That would be fun, but abysmal. Jason, how about reviews of your favourite books and what flavour of yogurt they most resemble? I like Roald Dahl's The Witches. Brilliant book. You should watch the Willems video on the Lone Ranger for his take on the Lone Ranger. I might. Oh, dinner's arrived. Bye. See ya, Jason. Jason's probably gone, but see ya. What about Everything Great? Yeah. I might do an Everything Great video on something, but again, when it's something like film, you can point out, how the scene makes you feel. When it's just trains, like everything correct with the trains in this, that, and the other. Like, I don't know, I'd have to really find a way to make it entertaining. Train of thought, what subject not to do with trains or railroads would you like to make a video of, but aren't sure whether it will fit your audience and your channel's subject matter? I'm a bit of a film buff. Like, not amazingly so, but like every now and then I really get enraptured in certain films and certain like vibes. I wouldn't mind doing a video essay at some point on like certain films I absolutely love. Like, I genuinely want, if I could, instead of doing Train of Thought, I would love to do my own version of Cinema Wins. You know what I mean? Because like, I love Cinema Wins so much because he goes through, even like bad movies, he goes through them and finds reasons to like them. Everything from just small, quaint scenes to like spectacular feats of like acting, directing, and CGI and whatnot. I love watching his channel because it's so much more interesting than Cinema Sins, which just goes, Oh, this scene annoys me a little bit. I don't like this character. Ding. Oh, what's with the camera angle? It makes me feel weird. Ding. And it's like, you're being reductive here. And it's also the one thing I try to avoid whenever I've done these videos on Horror Express and The Lone Ranger. And you'll notice I did it, I think, once or twice in Horror Express, where I did point out things the movie got right. You know, I'm like, I don't just stand there going, I don't just say, oh, this is wrong, ding. I say why it's wrong. You know, I don't want to just fall into that really reductive, like, I don't want to just be smooth brain, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say, oh, this is bad, ding, this is bad, ding. Why is it bad? Why is it incorrect? Tell me, enlighten me, you know. Well, I couldn't pick any, but yeah, no, I couldn't pick like any subject directly I'd want to do a video on. But like, every now and then I find like I watch a show or I do something comforting, and like a show I find comforting, and I want to do a video on that. Something I'd love to do a video on is Legends of Vox Machina. I have some strong opinions I want to make. Not seen any of the new series, but to any... If someone clips this and sends this to the Critical Role team, a genuine thing I beg of them to do, because they're animating the Mighty Nine, which, my god, absolutely goated D&D series. Something I beg of them to do is slow down. Because Vox Machina was kind of rushed. The first 2 episodes were just setting up the characters. They're all arguing with each other, and then they kill a dragon, and now they're the best of friends. Then they do the Briarwood arc. Then immediately it jumps straight into the Chroma Conclave, and they're always fighting. Honestly, the 2 things I wish they'd do: slow down, because it was always the quiet moments with the characters that made watching Critical Role compelling. And so, like, I don't care. Like, you can cut out action scenes. I'm going to get some slack for this, but when I watched Rings of Power, the first series, I loved all the stuff with, you know, the elves and the dwarves, how they're like getting on with each other and they're conspiring with each other. There was not a single bit of action, but I found that so interesting because you had these 2 characters that felt real and dynamic, and it worked. That's what I beg of them to focus on. Like, save the animation budget. Don't put an action fight scene in like this episode. Have this be an episode where the characters are just with each other and getting some back and forth. And secondly, less dialogue. I know they're voice actors, and I know they like, it's their bread and butter, but honestly, it's just one of those things where every character runs across the screen and has like a quip, or they have something to say, and it's just no quips, none of this. Have the character just be in that moment. I think that's a good bit of I wouldn't say a good bit of advice, because take it always with a pinch of salt, but just any advice to anyone who wants to write or direct. If you can convey the information you want to convey with just a character giving a look, or just watching the character do something, then do that. Just take out the dialogue, or just take out any relevant dialogue. Just take out any dialogue that has anything to do with that, because we, the audience, instantly see it and know. Like, the way 2 characters simply look at each other and like compose themselves with each other tells you infinitely more than any dialogue ever will. So that's just sort of... Sorry, I've gone on a bit of a rant here, but you kind of get what I mean. That's the sort of subject matter I'd want to talk about. Anyway, How about a quick rundown of all the trains that briefly feature in Studio Ghibli films? That might be a video. It would be a longer video, but everything wrong with the trains in Studio Ghibli films, that would work. God, sorry, I've been on that for a while. I'm scrolling now, there's been so much. D-Man put in a donation. Have you seen the trailer for the new FNAF 2 movie? Do you have higher hopes for it compared to the first one? Do you plan on watching it? I'll probably watch the FNAF 2 movie, but it's just one of those, I'm not holding my breath. Because I found the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie boring. Like, it was just boring. Let's see. Where are we? Yeah, no. Honestly, I think the first Five Nights at Freddy's film, if it was in my hands, I think again, less dialogue. I just would have had, like, guy starts working at a pizzeria. We know something's a bit off with it, but whatever. And then just throughout the night, all the animatronics like start getting weirder and weirder as like the days go on. Which again is the plot of the games, but I think you just strip it back a bit. Let's see. Railroad Tigers has a lot of terrible train action that would make you pull your hair out. I'll pin that on the to watch list. I'd like to quickly thank you for making your videos and streams and such. I enjoy them a fair bit. I hope you're having a great rest of your night. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the stuff. Train of thought. My mum is a Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit fan. She can't see why Rings of Power is getting so much hate. I mean, no disrespect to your mum, but if she's a fan of the Hobbit, then it probably explains why she doesn't mind Rings of Power. That's all I'm going to say. The Hobbit movies aren't that great. Don't get me wrong, I think the first ever Lord of the Rings media thing I watched was Decimation of Smaug, and that made me want to watch Lord of the Rings. But the Hobbits don't even come close to Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. And Rings of Power is just its own entity. So, you know. Dialogue and narration can often be overused in moments where you could gather what's going on naturally. Honest to God, watch Samurai Jack and Primal. Gennady Tartakovsky is a master at telling you everything without a single line of dialogue. Like, Primal basically has it has zero dialogue. But you get everything that's going on. And I love it. Train of thought, what's your opinion on the NNWJ class, and would you make a video about them? I might, you never know. I think a lot of studios are assuming people aren't watching or only listening while distracted by their phone or other things. Yeah, I get it. But it's one of those where, like, if the viewer has no respect for the art, then they really shouldn't be consuming it, if you know what I mean. Like, if you want to make something truly great, and the studio's going, oh, but there's no dialogue, how will the viewers know? Put dialogue in. But, I've got very strong feelings about it. It's like the Minecraft movie. It's not a thing that needs to exist, just another a cash in. The only thing that's giving me some belief the Minecraft movie might be any good is the fact that they managed to use the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour in the trailer for it. Because apparently the Beatles, or whoever it is that owns the right to those songs, I think it is still Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. I think they have to sign off on whether or not it gets used in anything. And so for Warner Brothers to have used the music means that either they've paid a crap ton of money to use it, or they actually managed to get the Beatles to pull it off, to like sign off on it. In which case, that means either Paul or Ringo likes it, or likes the Minecraft movie. So you know. The actual D&D movie can't have been formed from a game that was actually played. You know what? You say that. One or two scenes I get, but I watched the D&D movie and I thought that is exactly something that would happen in our campaign. That's just movies, though. It can't be one-to-one perfect. Speaking of films, Death May Drive based on Maxim Overdrive and Christie. Okay. ToT, if you were given the time and money to write and produce a movie, what would you make, title, plot, etc.? I've got a couple ideas I'd have for movies. I think I've got a horror movie I want to make. Two ideas for horror movies, one a bit more fleshed out than the other. The first one is The Mill, and it's a horror movie. I think I've spoken about it on stream at some point before. It'll be, if I could describe it, it would be like a Darren Aronofsky style kind of film. And the idea came from, I did history in high school and we went to Quarrybank Mill to, just look at, what mills were like in the Industrial Revolution and how, a lot of children worked in the mills. And the idea of it, and these were just big machines moving back and forth. No safety, no guards, no protection. The strings come loose, just tie it back on. Yeah, that thing's spinning around real fast. It's made of solid iron and will mangle your fingers if you don't move in time. Good luck. But the idea of the mill would be that, when person wants to build the mill, industry type wants to build the mill. When they start constructing it, as they're digging the foundation for the land, they just find this this perfectly cut obsidian coffin. They can't open it, and they can't move it, so they just build the mill on top of it. And it's almost as if the machinery itself is alive and actively maiming the workers of the mill. It's hard when you've got specific ideas for shots in your head, someone gets snagged and dragged up into the rafters by one of the bands, and you get a shot of the blood pooling on the floor and it drips down between the floorboards going level to level until it eventually gets to the very bottom and starts pooling, being drawn towards this big obsidian coffin. A shot like that, you can see it so clearly in your head, but pitching the idea to someone, they might be that's one. A more light-hearted one, well, I'll stick to the next horror one. The next horror one would probably be a lot cheaper, but it would just be like a simple body horror kind of movie. The idea just being a person becomes obsessed with the way they look and self-imagery and starts getting loads of plastic surgery. And it's kind of the body horror of losing yourself while to this like plastic surgery and whatnot. Like they look like a completely different person at the end of the film. And I don't know if you've ever seen like when a breast implant pops, or when like certain surgeries fail. It looks kind of weird and alien. And so the idea wouldn't so much be, oh, there's this evil thing changing you. It's just the horror of this person losing their identity, trying to become quote unquote beautiful, and like losing their mind. Again, it would be a bit like a Darren Aronofsky film. A more light-hearted film I'd want to make, I've got the title, work in progress title, I guess, would be, I think I've spoken about this before as well, Saving Our Engine. And the idea would be more of like a light-hearted Titfield Thunderbolt-esque romp. It's about these few folks who find out the Terrier locomotive that's named after their town. It's the typical, well, my dad worked on the railway driving that engine, and his dad worked on the railway, driving that engine, that kind of thing. And they obviously, the 60s roll around, the engine is being withdrawn and scrapped. And so they go to the scrapyard to go and see, like, well, can you put it to one side for us? Well, no can do. We've got, like, 7 other engines we've got to get cut up by the end of the week. And they're using the little Terrier to just shunt around the yard. And just in a moment of madness, one of them just jumps on the footplate of the engine, drives out the yard and up the line. And so they're kind of like trying to steal. They're trying to like essentially going up and down the railways of Britain on this little Terrier. Just doing their best to try and stay out of, just relying on the kindness of signal men and station masters to just like keep the Terrier out of the way and hidden. And it'll be like a subplot where like there's folks back at home trying to find a way to raise money to fund it and like try and buy the engine to preserve it. And you get into all like these little hijinks up and down the line. They get somewhere and they need like a banking engine, and it just happens to rock up. It's late at night and they're going down an old branch line. They're going down to an old branch line because there's a hospital near the station at the end of the line, and one of them's spraining their wrists. And as they're going along the way, there's a couple broken down in the car, broken down beside the line. The wife's gone into labour, the husband's trying to get to the hospital, but the car's not having any of it. So they have to take her to the hospital. That a lot of those kind of antics. But there's certain films. I've got other ideas for stuff I'd want to make, but those 3 are the kinds of like, you put a big stack of money in front of me and say make something now, those are what I would write out. We had any more questions? Because I think we're certainly I think we're certainly past it now. Would you ever do a train-themed horror film if you could? I mean, I've done a couple videos on various scary things that have happened. I'd do a sort of horror film based on, like, you know, the Teke Teke. I might do a video on that for October, but it's one of those where, like, I don't think it's got enough sort of substance as a story or credibility that it'd be worth doing a video on. But, you know, it's like the ghost that hangs around Japanese train stations, and it's a woman who's been, like, cut in half from the waist because she fell on the tracks and the train got her, and so she's stalking around the stations. If she catches you, she'll cut you in half, you know, that kind of thing. That'd be a train-themed horror movie I could do. So would you make an Everything Wrong with the Trains in video about Murder on the Orient Express? Again, I think the 1974 version, I don't think I could, because I've watched that version of the film. It's my favourite version. And there is nothing wrong with the trains in it. Well, take that with a big asterisk, but in general terms, like, aside from maybe some period accuracy on the locomotives, you know, it's not like Horror Express where they drive it off a cliff and it bounces and it looks weird. It's just a locomotive. And it's just a murder mystery. I know the new one, they probably do some shittery with that, but for the most part, meh. I had an idea for a film centered around a father and son who bond over the death of their wife/mother by restoring a steam locomotive. I would probably work that into the plot of mine. Stealing that idea. Get stole. Stealing your ideas. It's mine now. Copyrighted. Got the... Write it down on a bit of paper. It's mine now. My idea. You can't have it. Father and son bonding movie. Done. It's all mine now. Every single one of them. Even the ones that already exist. Mine. Question. Would you press the end stream button or continue rambling madness? I would press the end stream button. But you know, I also kind of like rambling my madness. But we all know I can't press the end stream button until I play the Tugs theme. You know. So until the Tugs theme starts playing, then, you know, the stream won't end. But I don't make the rules, you know. The spinning wheel's kind of hypnotic. I guess it is. Tugs movie. Maybe. That is a movie I wouldn't mind having a crack at, because I think... Not Tugs. But I think for a couple of years there's been talks of an Ivor the Engine movie. That's something I think I'd like to make. I can't promise it would actually be any good, but I would love to just make an Ivor the Engine movie. It would just be, you know, the first story where it's Ivor wants a new whistle and wants to join the choir. But I think I'd like to give that a go. Like, I reckon I could pull it off. I don't know if it would be live action. I'd love to do it animated, because, you know, animated just works so much better. What else we got? Ivor the Engine movie, how that works. Special guest appearance by Bagpuss and Captain Pugwash. Make it darker and grittier. Ivor at risk of being scrapped as the mines are closing down. Maybe. I don't know. What are you going to do when you hit 100k? Celebrate. I might even read the entirety of the Railway series and make that a members-only special video thing. Terry, I think your Terrier film would work great as a stop-motion animation. I think it might. It might work better as that. It's just one of those, I think I'd love to do it, where it's that mix of, like, you know, live action footage, but then, like, all the shots of the trains in motion are just, like, models. I think that'd be fun. Okay, what else have we got? Any more questions? Please consider Decimate Drive for next week. I'll probably play it next week. You've sold me on it. Would Evil ToT make videos about cars, boats, or planes? Who knows? Certainly not I. How do you know I'm not the Evil ToT? How do you know that this isn't like the villain origin story that will eventually, in about 20 years' time, lead to my domination of the world? You don't know I'm not the evil one. All you have to go on is the fact that I make videos about trains and the background of my channel is blue. You never know. Insert my spin-off channel Plane of Thought. Hey, Tieson, you done like Air Force stuff, right? You know a lot about planes. Honestly, you could probably do that. Nah, do makeup tutorials. I would absolutely slay with a makeup tutorial. I would be the most glamorous motherfucker. Play the Hugs theme. No. Question: is the call of the end becoming? No, beckoning. Is the call of the end beckoning? That's a good question. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. People, top makeup subscribe tutorial for 500,000 subs. Maybe. Get me 500,000 subs and I'll do a makeup tutorial. Why not? But is the end coming? Well, you never know when the end's coming. The end will come for us all, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, you can't predict when it comes. It comes when it comes. The end for some might be in a few seconds, it might be in a few years, you know. I can't hear it beckoning, but you know, just the end happens when it ends. People are typing in chat 3, 2, 1. That's not how that works. Look, just because you keep typing end the stream doesn't mean it's going to end like that. That's not